Previously on Subspace. Brothers of Bahamut?
Brothers of Bahamut. I kind of like that.
B.O.B.
I must tell you all of the story of a young child named Vecna. Down the road, he created a book. In this book, he pulled together many deceased mages of the Order. He bound their flesh to the book and crafted pages. He used their blood to write inside this book. He titled the book The Necronomicon. The Necronomicon has been stolen. At approximately 10 p.m. 2 days ago, someone arrived to the Dry Tower. They proceeded to break in with ruthless means. The Oath of the Dragon is to take an oath to protect those who can't protect themselves.
What village was attacked?
See, the Dark Elf looks at his notes and he says, it looks like the village was by the name of Eagle's Crest.
You people are always complaining about the human condition and don't realize you're being oppressed by a greater foe.
Humanity is awful. This is terrible.
That's the worst.
Or we've been coming to a lot of realizations over this time. She's getting fed up.
You look over and you see a purple snout kind of pointing out and like almost like steam kind of just venting from his nostrils. And you hear just one word. You hear one word, he just goes, boy. You see Mort kind of peers up and he's like, looks over to Corwin and Corwin just goes, don't make me go with him.
Lay down.
And he kind of lays back down. Boy. I won't say it again.
Are you calling me boy?
Calling the child you kidnapped from his father a boy.
Do you have any proof of that?
The proof will be on my blade when I slice your throat.
Say you could do that, but then you'd be stealing somebody's from somebody, you know. Then we always have someone being stolen from someone, and then this is never ending.
He walks over to his saddle and kind of just draws this sword off the saddle and drops it on the ground. Blade first, still holding the handle. And he's like, I've grown so tired of his antics. And he picks up the blade, holding the blade in one hand, holding the handle in the other. Almost like he's debating about what move he wants to make next.
Look down to, Mort. Right. Alright. Now it'll be time to draw that dagger. You saw which way O'Flanagan, Demonia, and Orby went, right?
Yeah.
Alright. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a nice little chat with this fella here. You're going to run and go tell them that I just need a little bit of help. Alright?
Okay, I'll try.
Alright, Corwin's gonna get up out of the wagon and stand between the purple dragonborn and the doorway so Mort can run out the back. Run from out the main net.
You see Mort tries to crawl out of it. Okay, he crawls out of the wagon and drops down on the ground and pulls out his dagger and starts running towards the road.
Alright, go.
Perfect.
He starts running for the road and you see the Dragonborn kind of glance over as Mort is running. Let's see, just a second. All right, as he does, you watch as the Dragonborn whips the blade back and he takes a dash action and dashes over to in front of Mort to stop him in his tracks. You see he's standing in front of Mort and he lets go of the hood and brings it back and you see these long horns kind of just bent and going backward and these just black eyes with golden irises staring down at Mort. And he says, boy, you defy me time and time again, and I've about had enough. You see, he takes his left foot and he kicks Mort in the face and knocks him down on the ground. And Mort just lets out a big cry. Let's see.
Mort, you need to get up.
Dude, were we by chance close enough to hear that?
No, you're not.
Damn.
See, Mort hits the ground. He's like, "Oh my god!" I mean, he starts breaking out in tears. And you see, he's kind of squirming, and he's holding the dagger, and his dad is just standing over him.
Are there there's only one person that I'm aware of that's here. That's fine. Alright, I'm gonna use shadow creation. I'm gonna create a long pike.
Okay. You wiggle your hands, and you bring your hand towards the other one, and you go to create the long pike. Give me a Arcana check.
$19.
Yeah. You create the long pike, and it's like this purple mystic energy just pulls out of your palm until you create this elongated purple pike, and it's kind of just has this purple smoke just kind of fuming off the pike itself as it forms into creation.
Sweet. Right,
He looks over and he speaks out to you. What do you think you're gonna do with that?
You touch that child again and I'll show you.
Oh, is that a threat?
No, it's not. But you can test me on it if you'd like.
It's a promise.
This boy is too scared to defy me. What do you think you're going to accomplish here?
I think that you have to use your big brutishness for the lack of masculinity for yourself, so you beat children.
He turns and he faces you, and he brings his sword down to his right side. He says, "Then show me how strong you really are if you want to save this boy."
I'm not very strong, but I have enough will to be able to withstand you to Mort, get out of here. Mort, run. And
You yell Mort to run.
Forward.
A second, you yell for Mort to run. Yeah, nat 1. Mort is frozen solid on the ground, holding his face and kind of just holding the dagger almost in front of his forehead, like he's just terrified. He goes, "See, the boy listens to me. You're rushing in. What do you want to do?"
I'm thrusting the shadow pike into. I'm going to try and stab it directly into his stomach.
Okay, give me
If
the
I
hit.
can get it stuck, then I'm going to try a bonus action if I get it in. Nope, not with that. 7.
Okay. You rush up and you go to thrust the pike, and you just go towards the side. And you see as you rush it towards the side, he looks down at you and he goes, and then he opens his mouth, and this golden energy forms in his throat, and just this golden flame just goes over you. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
It's like he knew that
like
was
fire. 6.
6. You take 7 fire damage as this golden flame kind of washes over you. Back off. This is none of your business. Mort is still wailing and crying.
I'm going to cast Armor of Agathes on myself to put out that flame.
We can't do anything.
I know, I hate this. I
And
can't
then
even
I'm
just
going
sit here
to-
through this.
I know.
Try and use the back end of the pike and try and trip him off of his feet.
Back end of the pike and try to trip him on his feet. Okay, give me the hit.
That is 21.
21. You take your pike and you flick it towards his ankles, and you do knock him onto his feet, and he falls down.
I'm going to put the shadow blade edge of the pike down to his throat.
Okay. You go to take your next action, and it is his turn. Are you saying something, or are you going through with it?
I was just gonna tell him, alright, you let the boy go, or I push this through your throat. Would that be intimidation?
Yeah, give me an intimidation check.
That was almost in that 20, an 11.
An 11. You see, he kind of just looks at you, and there's like a growing anger just imbuing from him. Give me a moment here.
Yeah, no worries.
We're sitting over somewhere else, all pissed about politics and the human
About the
condition or
state of the
whatever.
world.
Right.
Okay, you see he
Corwin-
brings his
Corwin.
sword.
Fighting this on his own.
Yeah, he brings his sword from his left side and he goes to swing at you on disadvantage. With an 8. I doubt
No.
it. Yeah, with an 8.
No.
He swings and you watch the blade just whips past you, almost kind of like there's a breeze of wind that kind of forms and rushes past your hair a little bit as you can kind of sense the amount of anger and strength he's holding behind that blade.
Alright, I'm gonna keep what I said. I'm gonna try and push that blade right through his throat. I'll be on advantage because he's prone, right?
Yeah, because he's prone.
Down to 13. Oh, we're gonna go with 13.
13. And what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to push cause I have the end of the pike to his throat. I'm just gonna push down.
Alright, you go to push down, and as you do, you kind of just sort of graze his neck, and you push into the dirt next to his head. And he kind of looks down over to you, and he's like, "What is your problem?" Uses his movement to stand,
What is
and then
your problem?
he brings his sword and swings it back towards you with a 14.
Bitch, my
That-
problem is
that
you
one
beat
does it.
kids.
That one does it? Okay.
That is my problem.
That is my fucking problem.
Let's see, just a second. Alright, so he swings his sword, and as he does, you're watching this almost like this lightning radiate over the blade, and he swings it towards you. He is going to hit you with... He does 9 damage as the sword contacts you, and then you watch the lightning pulse, and suddenly there's a loud boom that just rings through your ears. It's
Yeah,
like 7 more thunderous damage as the lightning sort of explodes off the blade. You guys do hear what sounds like an explosion down the road.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, well,
He does take 10 damage of cold damage.
'Kay.
Because I have the armor of Agathes on me, so he takes damage when he hits me.
10 damage. Alright. He swings the blade through you. He does that damage. He looks at you and he kind of just gives a cocky grin.
Is
It's your turn.
Is that all you got? You hit children and that's all you got?
Do you want to die today? Because I can make that
No.
happen.
No, I don't want to die today. But if I can keep Mort alive a little bit longer and away from you, I'll do that. Can Mort run now?
Let's check.
You're
Yell
like,
again.
Mort, for the
Okay,
love of
use your
Pete!
speech action
Save
to try to get
yourself.
Mort to run again. On a save. You see Mort stands up and reluctantly looks over to you and he starts running down the road as fast as he can.
Thank God. Alright, at that point, I'm going to try and thrust the pike at him again. I'm gonna do a slash with the pike, try and go from shoulder to hip.
Give me the hit.
Motherfucker, that was a nat one.
You got nat 1.
Yep.
Alright, you swing the pike and it just fizzles in your hands and disappears. And you just kind of swing your hands as it disappears from your entire sight.
Ooh, that's not good. Alright, bonus action, I'm gonna do Expeditious Retreat. I'm gonna back up a little bit, get out of his attack
I'm gonna
range.
Is Expeditious Retreat a bonus action spell or an action spell?
It's a bonus action.
Okay, Expeditious Retreat, how far do you fall back?
That is 30 feet.
Okay, just a second. Okay, you fall back 30 feet, and you see as you fall back 30 feet, he kind of just waves his hand towards you, and this red glow forms in his palm. Give me a wisdom save.
Okay. 19.
19. Okay. You feel like this tenseness form for a moment, almost like you're compelled to run back to him, and then it fades just as quickly, and you continue to fall back. Orbweeb and Demonia in a Flanagan. You see, the man continues talking, and the thunderous boom hasn't happened yet. And he's like, the oppressed hardly ever know when they're truly oppressed until it's too late.
What are you talking about, dude? You just roll up to be cryptic? Why are you here? Why are you following us?
I'm not following you. I was simply sitting on this park bench when you walked outside, and I heard you raving about how much humanity sucks and the conditions are deplorable. And which in reality, Orwin saw. The storybooks used to speak about how great of a realm this was until the rule of Kaz came into play. The oppression he has brought upon my people, that is what's wrong with humanity.
What does he look like? Who is this man?
This is the guy with the ghostly white hair that's pointed up with the blue skin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, holding the
Right.
loop.
Gotcha.
He kind of, every time he finishes his sentence, he strums on the loop for one note.
Humanity. Bow.
Bow.
I was sitting on this park bench. Bow.
Bow.
I respect that. I should be doing that, I think. If Demonia's gonna think about picking that up as like a...
As like a thing.
I'm stealing that. That's fine.
That's,
You're like, I'm
that's a
kind
good
of
one.
vibing with that. I kind of
I
like
fuck
your
with
little
that.
thing that you got going on in there.
I don't know if I fuck with him, but I fuck with that. You know what I'm saying?
Has the boom happened yet?
No.
Fuck. Okay. I don't even care about the conversation.
I'm like, just...
Oh man. Well,
Well, you're right.
I understand
It's
your
impressive.
input, but this is just, this is ridiculous. What are your experiences with the rulers and the armies and the taxes and all
Well,
these
before,
crazy rules?
I used to run a pretty delightful business, I should say, as I had a repertoire of being the best bard known to man, as my music would be told throughout the stories and throughout the realm. I used to run a prosperous business, but they taxed me out until I was out of business. Now I kind of just roam the land for any spare coin I can find.
You know, they were just doing that to the butcher in there. It's fucked up. It's
Yeah.
horrible.
They do it until they go out of business. It's the condition of the rule of the Royal Army. But between you and
unfortunate.
me, I heard word that there's a group somewhere out there trying to put an end to that rule.
Bob.
Strums.
You gotta find a little, like, guitar noise.
I know, like,
Yeah.
I wish you had a guitar so you could just do it. Like,
Into the mic, just like a
Right.
guitar.
like put your head down and just go. Well, who are these people? You know anything about them? Maybe we should get to know them. I'm gonna like kind of nudge over to Demonia.
Yeah, do you know their name or anything about him?
I want to say something.
He said, "I'm finding a guitar
Oh,
strum."
it's a flute. Never mind.
Dang.
That would be funny.
Okay. Sorry, say it
He
again.
has a flute now.
So this
I
group
said
of people you're talking about, know anything about him? Anything much more?
Strums. Dun. You know, I don't really know much about them. It's more like whispers in the wind, but I guess I would say there's some kind of freedom fighter for the people. Dun.
Know what they look like? Anything else about them?
No
I just
idea.
honestly, we're kind of travelers too, and I would love to get to know. I don't know, maybe more
We're-
people with the same morals that we do, because this place is nuts.
Or we're trying to get self-tea.
I
I want to know if it's us or not. She doesn't. Orweeb genuinely does not think he's talking about them.
information
Damn.
is worth a lot nowadays.
I'm gonna reach into my bag and grab 5 gold and hand it out to him. And be like, "Is
Dang,
that
I was
fine?"
gonna flick him 1.
He takes the 5
I
gold
have a
from you.
weirdly large amount of gold right now.
He
Feeling
takes
hell
the
yeah.
5 gold from you and he says, "Word has it, Princess of the Realm is involved with the affairs of these freedom fighters."
Hmm.
Bing.
5 gold, and that's all you could tell us.
That's it? Nothing else? I gave you 5 gold.
That's a lot.
That's
Fill
a pretty
it.
good bit of knowledge to know that the daughter of the king is involved with such an affair. Must
I guess
mean
so,
that
but
there's
I guess she could
problems
be up to
inside the
anything.
royal family.
There is.
Well, I hope her involvement can actually get some stuff done, because I'm pretty new to all of this village life and getting to know all of these different people, and I'm not liking it so far. Makes me want to go back to the woods.
Why don't you go back to the woods?
Well,
Like such like a
I'm gonna look over to Demonia and O'Flanagan. I'm just gonna say, I think I found some people that made me want to have a bit more meaning in this life than just being one with the animals.
What she means
Isn't
is
that
that she's really
sweet?
excited to be around me.
I decided to hang out with these guys, and now I'm a little trapped. That's what I mean. I'm kidding.
Well, I'll tell you what, you seem like trustworthy folk. And I know a good bit of information about the inner workings of an incident that happened down south.
Real quick, Wyatt, how do you spell this character's name? I have just like a blank spot.
R-Y-O-S. Rios.
Thank you.
You know, they say there was a village that was attacked a couple of days ago.
We heard about that.
Wiped out overnight type deal.
That was a friend of ours' village. It's hard
You
on
know
our
who
group.
did it?
I wish I did. We're off wandering around.
Yeah. A friend of a friend's cousin told me some good bit of information about what went down that night.
What'd he tell you?
He
I'm sure my friend would be dying to know.
told me there was some inner workings on the inside that helped encourage the onslaught. They say the name of the man who led the charge went by BOOM! And suddenly there's a large explosion down the road. And you guys look down and you see what looks like a hooded figure facing off against Corwin. And you see he's swung his sword and he's holding it over his head as Corwin kind of takes a step back and starts running away from him. And you see what looks like Mort running down the road as fast as he can with his dagger, just swinging it back and forth, running directly for you guys.
I'm gonna immediately leave this conversation and run for our little guy.
Okay. Demonia takes
grab-
off. O'Flanagan also takes off after Demonia.
I'm gonna grab the kid. How close am I to the
Kid's
kid?
too
Am I,
far
like,
away.
Okay. I'm gonna
I'm
continue to run
gonna
towards
motion the kid to come over to me, and then I'm gonna finish the conversation with this guy.
Okay. You
I'm
motion
just
the
gonna
kid.
yell like Demonia Flanagan, run! Like I'm just gonna like yell that so you guys know like I'm cool, you know.
As you look over to Mort and you wave Mort to come to you, and Demonia and O'Flanagan take off, and Mort's running as fast as he can while the hooded man and Corwin are facing each other. You turn back to Rios and he's gone.
Ugh, crap. All right, well I'm gonna run up to
Poor
Mort
kid.
then and kind of get him like behind a building or something, just so he's like kind of hidden
Mort's
from
not there
that
yet.
open area. Well, I ran to him
No,
like
he's
after
still
I
too
noticed.
far.
But... Okay, well then I will start running over
You start
to
running
Mort.
to him. Okay. All right.
Well, fine.
So Mort's about 80 feet away from Demonia or I believe in O'Flanagan. Corwin, you feel the pressure as you feel drawn to the man, but you let it relieve and you back off, and he's just staring you down. You see he glances over at Mort and then glances back over to you. He says, "What are you gonna do about it?"
I'll do what I have to. Then I'm going to activate Blade Ward on myself to try and reduce some of this fucking damage I'm taking.
Okay. You push your hand against your chest, and this white glow just booms over your body and then washes away.
Okay. And then as my bonus action, I'm going to grab one of the rocks that I got. I'm gonna
Okay.
throw it at the bitch.
With the spell?
Yeah, so the magic stone's a bonus action.
Okay.
The Blade Ward is an action, so activate that.
Okay.
Grab stone.
Alright, give me the hit.
Hell yeah, 24.
Yes.
24 to
That's
hit.
what we need to
give me
see.
damage.
No, 9 damage with a fucking pebble.
9 damage
Like,
with a fucking pebble.
You are
Alright.
whipping that shit at him.
Impressive.
You watch as the pebble slings towards him, it smacks him in the dome, and he goes, oh. Throwing
Well, I got-
rocks?
He said,
We got 2 more where those come from.
Bitch.
Beach.
Actually, as an environmental action, can I reach down to pick up another rock?
You said that worked. I mean,
Just for
no.
like,
Do it again!
like I will send this stone, bitch.
I will send
Okay.
a stone, bitch.
Okay. You see he looks at you and he waves, he brings up his other hand, and a red glow forms in his palm, and he twists his hand. Give me a wisdom save.
No.
You got this?
10.
10. He waves his
Maybe.
hand, and you feel this overwhelming pressure wash over you. Your speed is reduced to 0 when you are frightened of him.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Just a second.
At least you nailed him with that rock first.
I did.
Right?
You see he's holding out his
Goodness.
sword, and then the same lightning energy goes poof, and forms around the blade, and he starts walking towards you. He gets about 5 feet away from you, and he stops. It's your turn.
You say he's 5 feet?
He's 5 feet away.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna try and concuss this bitch. Alright, I'm going to use Thunderclap. It's
Okay.
a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away.
Nice.
Each creature within range must succeed a Constitution savings throw or take 1d6 thunder damage.
Is this a cantrip or a spell?
This is a spell.
13. You cast Thunderclap. What happens on a fail?
On a fail, it's 1d6 damage.
Okay. So I'm going to use my homebrew rule here. Since it matches, you cast Thunderclap, and this energy bursts forward. And you see he draws his sword, and he brings that up, and the energy of the clap slams into the sword, and you're kind of holding it out against him, almost like this invisible force, while he's holding it out against you. Give me a wisdom save, and he'll also do a wisdom save.
That's
You got a 12. 9. Okay. So he flings his blade, and your clap just dissipates and misses into the sky. With no effect.
Well,
It is now his turn. He swings his sword into you. Whew. You got nat 1. He swings his sword
Good.
into you and claps down to his knee. And for a moment stumbles before getting it back up. And he speaks over to you. He's like, if you're going to take your chance, better do it now.
All right.
Weeb, Demonia, and O'Flanagan. You're all running, and you finally catch up to Bartholomew, and he kind of collapses, and you see there's a bruise on the side of his face. And he kind of collapses and drops the dagger, and he's just in sobs and crying, and he says, Corwin needs help! Corwin needs help!
Yeah, obviously, kid, we got that far. Who is that?
That's my dad!
Yeah, that caught up to us faster than I thought it would. And I'm gonna look at Orbeez and be like, you need to find a safe place for the kid. Put him in somewhere. Put him in a box.
Okay.
I'm just gonna shove the kid
I'm gonna
into
grab.
Orbeez.
I'm gonna grab Mort in a
Okay.
much more gentler way
Alright.
to catch his fall a little.
You
I'm just like,
grasp
take
onto
him.
Mort.
And I'm just gonna like kind of huddle him into my arm, and we're gonna kind of scurry off.
Yeah, you guys scurry off to a nearby alley. O'Flanagan looks at Demonia and kind of gives her a nod and takes off towards Corwin.
I'm gonna follow him.
Okay. Corwin, your move.
he's on his knees in front of me.
He fell down to his knee, then stood back up.
Oh, okay.
Spit on him.
Turn around and like dead fall. Okay. I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast on him, and then I'm going to follow it up with Hex. But it's gonna be on
Hex is a
disadvantage,
bonus
right?
action.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any spells on disadvantage, yeah, that you cast at him.
Got it. That's an 11 and a 10.
Neither one hit.
Okay, well, we're gonna go with Hex then.
Is that a wisdom save or just an effect?
So I have to cast it. So Hex is, yeah, I think it has to beat their AC. Yeah. So you place a curse on a creature that you see within range until the spell ends. You deal 1d6 damage, necrotic damage, whenever you hit.
Okay, so it's just an effect.
Oh, yeah, just an effect. So
Okay.
he is now hexed.
All right. You kind of wave your hands, and this orange energy kind of just pulsates from Mort's dad, and it's back to his turn.
Oh wait, hold
Is-
on. It's a voice thing. I want to hold on.
Okay.
Well, I curse you. And then the orange energy.
And the energy, does the spell need any ingredients or anything like that?
Where is... Oh, it's right there. Fuck! I need a petrified item and newt. Never mind. I redact my
Well,
hex.
What do you say? When you
I
try
still
to
say
cast
I still say I curse you.
All right, you say I
Like,
curse you,
unfortunately.
and then as you say, you see the orange energy pulsate from him, and then it's kind of dissipate.
Yeah, you're now cursed.
He takes his glaive, still radiating the
Okay.
lightning, and he goes to swing back at you. The 23. He does. The blade slashes into your chest, dealing 10 more damage, and then as the blade makes contact, you kind of hear a voice ring into your head. He's like, "I curse you," and give me a strength save.
Don't like that. Latanya doesn't.
Oh, actually, no, there's no save. It just hits if I hit. Okay.
Ow!
Even better. Like it's happening either way. But
He says, I curse you as the blade makes contact, and there's a boom against your chest, and you take 5 more damage.
Fail.
he takes 10. Just saying.
Okay.
Add those. Keep those adding up.
Word.
Now, is that a reroll every time, or is it one roll?
It's whenever I have the armor on me and I get hit. That's 10 damage. Up 10 cold damage every time.
There's no
Oh,
roll
yeah.
for it. It's just 10 damage, period.
It's 10 damage.
Okay.
How long does it last?
Like an hour?
is 1 hour.
Damn! For the rest of the game.
All right.
Yeah, for real.
You see, as the sword collides against your chest, and he takes 10 more of the cold damage, his arms kind of freeze up, and then he falls to the ground, and he lies prone as he lets the blade fall to his side, and he looks up to you, and he's like, "What's your name?"
And I'm like holding my chest together. Corwin Attleberry. You remember the name, and I'm gonna walk off.
Okay. As you walk away, you hear a voice yell at you, and he says, "I will find you, Corwin Attleberry! This is not the last you have seen of me!"
I say nothing and just keep walking.
And you just hear curses as you walk away from him. Demonia and O'Flanagan, you catch up to Corwin, who steps away from the downed hooded man, and you catch up to him. And O'Flanagan looks panicked and looks at Corwin, and he goes,
What just happened?
I
You
almost
attacked?
died again. Yes, boy, what is that? And I'm gonna show my chest is like this giant gap. Like, this keeps fucking happening.
Jesus Christ. For the boy?
Yeah, that's his dad. He's not happy that we have the boy, but he's a bit frozen right now. Every time he got hit, cold stuff happened.
Oh, fuck.
I need a band-aid.
Alright. Well, you fought him off and didn't die. We're here now.
With my 2 hit points, like I am bleeding out.
You're just like, you made it. I was reading up on the sleep spell. I think we've been using it kind of wrong.
Oh yeah, how so? Whoops.
Okay, Flanagan.
Okay.
"Oh yeah, how so?"
But it's me now, don't worry. Flanagan? So the 5d8 that I roll at the beginning of the sleep spell, if I basically have to, that's the number of the enemy's hit points that I can hit. So like you start with the creature that has, if it's like in another example, like a large group of like bandits, you start with the one with the lowest hit points, and you take if the amount that I rolled covers that amount of hit points, then that person goes to sleep. And if I have more, it rolls over to the next person.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's how I've been doing it.
That's how you've been doing it?
Yeah.
Okay. It seems too automatic. That's why I just wanted to like explain that part of the mechanic again.
Yeah, I figured you roll the dice and the number to apply to their health, and if it's more than the health, they fall asleep, and you can apply it to as many victims as the number.
Yeah, it rolls over.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry,
Cool.
just making sure.
You're good.
Okay. So we're there.
Okay, you guys reunite. You see Corwin is banged up. Orbweeb and Mort are nowhere in sight.
Oh, where's the boy? Did he make it to you guys?
The boy's with Orbweeb.
Yeah, he went with Orbweeb.
I told her to keep him safe, and I'm sure she'll do that.
Good.
I'm gonna walk over to I'm gonna walk over to Corwin. And I want to cast Cure Wounds on him. I'm just gonna lay a hand on his chest, tell him you probably really need this. So you're welcome.
Yeah, appreciate
And
it.
he gains 10 health.
Nice.
Hell yeah, nice. Love that.
Yes. Straighten your back out a little bit. You're not gonna die.
All right.
Some of the
Not yet.
gas just
Not today, at
slowly
least.
closes.
Right? It just kind of seeps in. Blood dries up a little. It's like
No, just nice scab. Still a wound, but just scabbed over.
it's like urgent care versus emergency. You know.
That's right.
Okay.
Corwin will reach down at that point and find a rock and like, these little beauties, and he'll give it a kiss and put it in his pocket.
You kissing rocks now?
Just to let you know,
Kissing
I
rocks.
threw one of these at that guy, hit him right in the dome, and it stumbled him.
I'll fuck
Okay.
yeah.
Remind me to dodge any incoming rocks from Corwin.
No, rocks.
mean-
Who knew?
Means that guy really sucks, or that rock is really banging.
I don't know. I leave it from my hand, and it gets magic-y.
Great.
As you guys are discussing, you kind of hear a door open from a nearby shop, and you see a man kind of crouched over, and he kind of stumbling over to you. Looks a little older, has a gray beard, and he's kind of stumbling over to you all. What do you want to do?
Can I help you?
Hi, my name is Gerald, and I own the shop over there. My son runs it, and my son got lashings last week because he couldn't pay the taxes. And I saw you were in combat, and I saw what you did, and you seem very strong, sir. And I was just wondering if maybe you could help me.
I hate to say, but we are still in combat. We have a man that is following us. That we have to keep ourselves safe right now.
You see, he kind of waves. He brings his hand up, and he's like struggling to point over to the man who Corwin was fighting. He looks like he's pretty dead. You look over.
no,
the hooded man is passed out.
He's not dead. He's just a heavy sleeper.
Either way, I mean, we need help here. Could you please help us?
We can't dismantle your government.
This isn't my fight.
It should be somebody's, and we can't defend ourselves.
Well,
Oh my god.
talk to the people here. Rally your forces that you have. You guys probably outnumber those that are already here, right?
And it's mostly just business owners and children.
All right. So people that work with their hands, right? Bunch of tough sons of bitches. Rally together. You outnumber them. You'll be fine. And he's gonna walk off while still holding his chest. Like, I'm not doing this.
All right, you walk off.
I'm
and
gonna.
see- Sorry, what?
I'm just gonna look at the old man and be like, "Why don't you give us just a moment? I am so sorry. We have had a long few weeks fighting bad guys.
Okay, I'm
We need-
sorry I bothered you. he kind of turns around. He starts shuffling back over to his business.
Oh,
And Flanagan
old
kind of
man.
looks down on the ground. And he goes,
That's
It's like the saddest thing I've ever seen.
Horribly depressing.
it's not idealistic.
you see Flanagan kind of just starts trudging back over to Corwin.
Like, look, what was I supposed to do? We can't take down a whole village. We have bigger fish to fry. Like the missing children in the other village.
Well,
Right.
it's always. So one of you put it a few days ago. The assumption is made that somebody will deal with it eventually, right? This is another
Here's the
situation
thing.
where somebody will deal with it eventually, right? Somebody will come
daily?
by and take care of
We
this
can't
village,
solve-
just like somebody
We
would have
can
come
come
by and
back
take
to
care of
this
Boulder's
village.
Rock.
They're not gonna stop getting beat. We have time. We can circle back after we find those missing children.
Yeah,
I just feel like we're feeling a little worse for wear in the moment.
their economy should still be crap by the time we get back.
And we can come back.
Flanagan kind of strokes his beak in thought, silent. You guys catch
Okay.
up to Orbweeb, who's in an aisle, or in one of the alleyways, with Mort kind of crouched down by an alley wall, crying and sobbing.
Dang, I was hoping to have a little one-on-one time with him, but that's okay.
We can do that, sure. As they're walking in.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, they walk around the corner, you
Yeah.
guys catch up.
Sorry.
You guys catch up to Orbweeb and Mort, and you guys see Mort is sobbing while Orbweeb is sitting next to Mort.
I'm pulling the child. I'm gonna like look up at me friends and say, "Oh, glad you found me."
Oh,
Is
Yeah.
he gone? What'd you do with him?
he's overlaying on the road there, passed out, little cold, a big old knot on his head.
Is he dead?
Oh. No, I didn't kill him.
I'm gonna like mouth to them. Like, should we kill him?
I have a plan. Kill him.
We should not kill him.
I
don't
feel like
know.
We
we'll
could
have.
drag
I
him
think
into.
we don't have a choice now.
I think we
He'll
either
keep
kill him
following us.
or we drag him way far away to the middle of the woods.
What if we like scare him into like leaving us alone and like leaving his kid with us?
Oh, he did say he's going to have a vendetta against me now. I don't think he's worried
Oh,
about
yeah.
his child, but he's going to come for me eventually.
Yeah, he seems like kind of an asshole.
I don't know. I feel like we keep letting people slide by, guys. I really don't like the thought of it, and it goes against every moral I have.
Not my
But-
morals. I'll kill him.
But
Murder
we
should
kind
not
of
be even. That's a line we shouldn't cross.
That's a line
We shouldn't
had.
be able to decide who
Not
gets to
cross.
live and die.
To be fair,
Well-
he can't defend himself right now, so I don't know if that'd necessarily be fair.
Well, he.
I say unless we're put in a
Almost
position where
killed
we
you.
have to kill him, and there's truly no other choice.
okay. We'll keep
All right, well,
letting him
next option
follow us,
is-
but eventually he's gonna end up getting his kid back.
Nope.
No.
No.
We could give the kid back. He'd leave us
Mm.
alone.
No.
No.
Well, fine. Do we let him wake up in the stall? We could just skip town. We don't have to
Well,
stay here. We can circle
what-
back.
Well, what happens to him in the road if someone happened to run over him while that happened is not my privy. Left him in the road. Whatever happens to him out there, maybe he'll be robbed, stabbed, or who knows what'll happen.
Maybe
Well,
we can
I-
just tie him up and restrain him for now and leave him in the road. Restraining him might give us an extra amount of time to put some distance between him and us.
Good plan. I'm gonna look at Orbwave too and be like, oh, also, this village wants us to save them from their tyranny government. Any thoughts on that? My plan.
Oh, we're just supposed to overthrow the government?
Yeah.
From what I've heard, and from what I've seen back at this Waterfall Citadel, there's a hell of a lot more of them than there are of us. But, I mean, there's that fighting whatever people that
Maybe
the
we
Luke guy
could
was telling us
talk
about.
to
Maybe they'll fix
Zephyr.
it.
Orbwave, that's us.
What?
That's us.
What?
We're the traveling bandits.
We don't know the princess.
Well, that's not true. I had
What?
a small little run-in with the princess, but that was a long time ago.
Wait.
Hold on.
Wait. When did you meet the princess?
At the mansion that you were fighting at, and she was there and chatted. Saw her then up at the pulpit thingy with her dad, her king. I didn't know at the time that was the princess, so met her once.
Well, she's not doing anything to help us with what we're trying to do. So that group of people that he has so much faith in is not gonna fix. We can't
Not
fix
as helpful.
this. Not as helpful as it.
And I think
What
we need to
are we
focus.
supposed to save this whole realm? I don't think we can.
Why don't we deal with the village of missing children, and if we go back to the Dragonborn village, we tell Zekrom about it. We'll have an entire group of people that can support us. We should get numbers before we make rash decisions from fear or from being upset.
Do we even know the name of this village?
Out of game, do not.
This give me a
I know
history
it
check.
was said, but I only wrote down Crest because I couldn't remember the whole.
I know. I only heard Crest.
I was trying to write notes, but I've been having a tough time this
10.
session. What was it?
Open knowledge. It's
History check
Oh. Sorry.
to see if you can recall the name.
a natural 20.
10.
Okay. Demonia, you can recall that it is called Central Crest.
That's what it is. Central Quest. Quest.
Central
We're on the
Crest.
We're not on the Central Crest quest right now.
No.
It's a quest for later.
Yeah, we'll be on this Central Crest quest for a different time to do that quest.
Put that in the pocketbook.
I'm putting it in my little quote, or not quote, quest, sheet.
Good. Look, we can't do anything unless we have numbers. We can't do anything for this village. I think we should just leave that guy, bound him up, and get out of here. If you don't want to kill him so bad, just do that. Because I'll kill him.
I'll go bound him up.
Might.
Seal Flanagan takes a turn and he starts heading out to the main road.
So I'll make sure nothing happens. I'm gonna follow him.
Okay. Or Weeb and Demonia, what do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna keep holding the child, assuming that he's still crying.
Yeah, Mort is still crying.
Yeah.
Demonia?
I'll go with them.
Okay.
With Corwin and
You guys turn around the corner, and you do see out in the distance where the man is laying. Flanagan's heading towards him, and suddenly Flanagan stops dead in his tracks. And he's just facing forward, almost frozen. What do you guys want to do?
going on.
Watch, he's gone.
Again?
You alright?
You guys say that, and he doesn't respond.
That's so much worse.
I'm gonna go up and tap him on the shoulder hey.
As you tap him on the shoulder, you do hear a voice call out. Interesting. And it's from where the father, Mort, fell on the ground.
Do we see him?
Do you want to look over there?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. You guys look over to the downed father, and you see a man standing over him, kneeling down, kind of having his hand on the guy's chest, then stands up, looks over to you all, and you see what looks like... Just a second.
The Avatar of Greed.
The Avatar of Greed has
They're
returned. Boss fight time.
I'm like, nope, I'm out.
They're like, so we just leave. We just go.
You can have the town.
You see what looks
You
like...
have the fucking town.
As you look closer and closer, you see feathers, you see a beak, you see orange eyes with black irises, brownish feathers with a white chest of feathers. He's wearing a leather vest, and he has a javelin strapped to his back. And it's an Aarakocra, a side of Flanagan,
Ah.
looking to all of you. And he says,
They do the Spider-Man meme.
and he says, "You're a hard bird to find, brother." And that's where we will end it.
They say brother. They
Brother
say brother.
Bird.
He did say
That-
brother.
What the baby's going on?
Double B's.
Got them double B's.
All right.
Felt
That is the
felt
end
that.
of this episode of Subspace D&D. I hope everybody had fun, and I will see you in the next session when we have it.
Little.
Until then, bye.